ditches for its water to flow all around through the Rio Grande Valley to irrigate their orange and lemon and grapefruit groves and patches where they grow cabbage and lettuce and carrots and other garden stuff. They also purify some of the water to make it safe for drinking and cooking. Of course, a lot of interesting things happened to our gang before that last exciting night, but I'll just sort of skim over those so I can get to the most dangerous part in less than maybe a couple dozen pages. And soon I'll be galloping with you right through the... But you wait and see what. Maybe my dad will decide to buy a grapefruit grove down along the Rio Grande, and maybe we'll move down there to live, Dragonfly said to me sadly, about 2 days before we left for Texas. He'd come over to my house to play with me that snowy morning, and he and I were out in the barn cracking black walnuts and gobbling up the kernels as fast as we could. Every now and then his face would get a messed-up expression on it, and he'd sneeze, which meant he either had a cold or was allergic to something or other in our barn. Hearing him say that didn't make me feel very happy. Even though he sometimes was sort of a nuisance to the gang, he'd been one of us as long as any of us had, and he would make a very sad hole in our gang if he left us for good. "Daddy says we'll have to try out the climate first to see if we like it," he said, still sad in his voice and sad on his face. And then he added hopefully, "I hope I have to sneeze every 5 minutes after we get there." "Why?" I asked. "Because I'd rather live up here at Sugar Creek, where I only have to sneeze every 7 minutes. Which would have been funny if it hadn't been almost true. Well, just that minute, Mom's voice came quavering out across our cold, snowy barnyard the way it does when she's calling me to come to the house for a while for something. So in only a few jiffies, Dragonfly and I were both diving head first through the snow to our back door. When we got inside the house, Dragonfly started sneezing again like a house afire, and it wasn't because of the good-smelling dinner Mom was cooking on our kitchen stove either. It was after we went into the living room, where Mom and Charlotte Ann, my baby sister, were, that Dragonfly let out those stormy sneezes, 6 or 7 of them in fast succession. Well, right away he exclaimed, "I smell somebody's powder." I quick looked at Mom's friendly, motherly face to see if her nose had any shine on it, the way it sometimes has when she's been working in the kitchen and hasn't remembered to powder it. It was a little bit shiny, so maybe Dragonfly was mistaken, I thought. "The doctor says I'm allergic to some kinds of face powder," he said. He screwed up his face and sneezed 3 more times in even quicker succession than he had the other time. He looked with worried eyes first at Mom and then at Charlotte Ann. My little sister, I noticed, was over in the corner sitting on the floor. And she had Mom's face powder box open and some of the powder had spilled out, making it look as if somebody had scattered peach-colored dust over about 3 square feet of the rug. Right away, Dragonfly and I were out of doors again, getting there quicker than our old Mixie cat could have gone if Dragonfly's Airedale dog had been chasing her. All of a sudden, I got what wasn't a very bright idea. "You don't have to stay down south if you don't want to," I said to him. "Why?" "If you can really sneeze a lot while you're there, your folks won't move down to stay, will they?" "No, but what if I can't? I can only sneeze when I'm close to something I'm allergic to." He scooped up a double handful of snow, made a ball of it, whirled, and threw it across the barnyard through the fast-falling flakes toward Topsy, our old horse, who was standing on the east side of the barn with her tail to the wind, the way horses do if they're standing outdoors in a storm. "Look," I said, "let me fix you up a little box of Mom's face powder, and when you get down there, you'll know what to do with it." He looked at me with a sneezy expression on his face and said, "I couldn't fool Dad. Besides, my mother would smell the powder on me and wonder if I was turning into a girl or something. She might even be allergic to it herself. She says I inherited the sneezes from her." I knew several other things Dragonfly had maybe inherited from her, such as believing it meant bad luck if a black cat crossed your path or if you broke a looking-glass, and good luck if you found a horseshoe. He also had a hard time not believing in ghosts, even though he went to our church and had become a Christian one day when he was sliding down a sycamore tree along Sugar Creek, like Zacchaeus in the Bible. Because his mother believed in ghosts, or almost did anyway, it made it hard for him not to. Dragonfly had a nice mother, though, but he being her only boy, she worried about him too much, and that worried him. Well, even my dad got what Mom called the warm climate bug, and because Mom hadn't had any vacation for years, they decided we'd take our car and drive.